So next up, who else has been watching Riverdale?
I'm sorry.
This guy.
So? Or you?
I'm up to the point. Episode 2 of season 2.
Okay.
So when Archie's essentially going crazy because there's
the
a murderer in town,
yeah.
he's like, he's trying to get me, and you're like, what are you talking about, Archie? Stop it.
So for those of you who tuned into this last time we did it, Andrew was here, and him and I, and who else did we have with us that day?
Oh,
I don't remember who it was, but we talked about Riverdale.
Michelle?
I don't think Michelle.
No.
She was there, but I don't think she watches Riverdale.
Okay, she was there after. I think.
Yeah, she was there after. I just wanted to talk Riverdale because no one else talks to me about it. No one else.
I got that.
No one else jumps on air and talks it with me. So let's do this, man.
All right, sounds good.
Season 2 has started us off. Once again, for those of you who don't know what Riverdale is a series on the CW based on the Archie franchise.
Loosely,
very, very loosely based.
Super loose.
Like
Super loose.
Literally just took the names. Everything else about it, they took the names, but everything else, the characters are not at all like they are in the comic. At least I don't find. Like Betty is not sugar and spice and everything nice. She also has like this really dark side.
Oh yeah, dark Betty.
Veronica is not as mean. She actually seems really loving. When Archie's dealing with his father being shot, she's not cold-hearted. She's never been cold-hearted, but we're talking about like going home with him.
Have you not seen the latest episode?
Yeah, I've caught up.
Oh, okay.
I'm up to date. I know she gets really mad at, and yes, they beat up a guy, but the guy was a rapist. So
No.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Wait,
I know it went
where did
far.
that go?
Nick St. Clair shows up and tries to like sexually assault girls.
Yeah.
And Josie and the Pussycat Dolls and Veronica figure out what he's doing. He's about to try and sexually assault Cheryl.
Yeah.
They go upstairs and they beat the crap out of him.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
great.
Yeah.
Death proof is
What
ass.
episode is this?
5.
I thought that was the last one though. What's the last one?
No, the one after that.
You can spoil it, man. Don't worry.
Season
Okay.
2?
Feel no guilt. If I didn't see it, that's my bad.
watching
So
today.
at the end of that episode, Betty names a name, right?
Yeah, Nick St. Clair.
Exactly. She names the
And
name.
then the
to
next episode,
hood.
he doesn't go after.
No, he doesn't. So you don't know who the Sugar Man is?
Oh, yes. The sugar. Okay, so let's recap season 2 real quick. Okay. Season 2 starts off with someone having shot Fred.
Archie Andrews' dad.
Yeah, Fred Andrews.
Yeah.
And you don't know who it is. Archie kind of goes a little bit crazy with wanting to protect his father because he feels like it's his fault that his father got hurt. Even though, there was a guy with a gun and a hood on. I don't really see why he thinks it's his fault. He says he froze. Yes, that's normally what people do when there's a gun in their face.
Yeah.
So, Archie, you shouldn't feel as bad as you do, but, for good drama effect, we're writing this story. In any case, he's now dealing with all these repercussions. Hiram Lodge is back, and Veronica is trying to fix that family dynamic over there with her mom, but it's still as corrupt as, and they're just doing what they're doing.
Because Hermione's is not a champ.
Yeah.
Hermione sucks.
Yeah.
I don't really like her.
And then you have Betty finds out that the Black Hood, the guy who's going around hunting people essentially, is doing it because he feels a connection to Betty because of the speech she gave last season.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think Cheryl also burned down the house last season.
Yeah.
And then threatens her mom at the beginning of this season.
Yeah.
But then isn't actually that scary to her mom because there's a whole big scene at the beginning of this season where she says to her mom, every breath you take is essentially at my grace. Yeah, you saw that. Yeah,
I saw that. Yeah,
but by this episode, she's crying at her mom's feet again, and it's the same dynamic as before. So it's kind of unfortunate.
Now, are there any episodes when they're in gym class more? Because any
No,
of the gym
no.
class scenes, which are blatant,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a blatant CW thing where you
Girls in
have
booty
these quote
shorts.
unquote 16-year-old girls
Yeah.
in short shorts and tight. No girls in gym class like
No,
that.
they
ever.
still have some of those.
Some,
Nice.
but not as much.
But it's not
much,
as
they cut it
blatant as
down?
in season
Okay,
1.
because season 1 was like ridiculous.
They only did it like once this season when the Red Circle shows up.
Yeah.
That's what they're called, right? Red Circle?
the Red Circle.
Then the Red Circle is this team that's trying. It's Archie and the football team, and they're essentially telling the Black Hood, "We're gonna hunt you."
It's Archie, a bunch of shirtless men walking around town.
The homoeroticism this season is off the chain.
Riverdale is stuck in such a time loop, or I don't know, like it's great. It's modern, but then they'll do things like that that's like directly from like
Yeah. It's really crazy.
It's awesome.
From the USA Network kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we're now at a point where the Sugar Man, that the last episode was trying to figure out who the Sugar Man was.
Yeah.
Because what's the drug that they're dealing on?
Jingle Jangle.
Yeah, there you go.
Jingle Jangle.
The most like geeky of geeky things you can name something. Jingle Jangle.
Yeah, it's like you said. It's stuck in this weird time loop
Yeah,
where
so
it's doing some old things and new things and just
Yeah.
being all kind of crazy.
They got diners, but everyone's got iPhones.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? The kids do the jingle jangle. And,
So can I ask a question?
yeah, go ahead.
When does the Punisher show up in this show?
I know, right? If only.
Joke, like that's a Archie comic joke.
Mind
'cause
you,
that
we're still
happened.
working on Sabrina.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
really?
No,
Yes.
if they honestly do Sabrina,
They are planning to do Sabrina.
I just
stop it.
Not in Riverdale per se, but she's gonna get her own show possibly on the CW.
But it's going to be a lot darker.
and in the universe, I think too. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting.
It's
that
going to
way.
be
so
like
interesting.
it's going to be like a it's going to be kind of like Supernatural-esque or something.
It's gonna
where
be like more like the comic Sabrina that's currently running.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like this darker like evilness
Wow,
and
okay.
things like Harvey dies apparently in
Oh,
like the
damn.
comics and
Yeah,
stuff like
it's
that.
good. Be gone with Harvey.
Oh,
So-
I was hating on Harvey this
No,
one.
I hated Harvey from like
I know,
the
we've
show.
talked about that, yeah.
Harvey was an idiot.
It did take him like 10 years to figure out that she was a witch.
You're a witch? Like,
So,
yes, Harvey. Yeah.
My question for that show: will they get the same voice actor for Salem?
Oh,
man, I
oh,
don't think
I
it'd
don't
be the
know.
same if they didn't.
And will that character still be dry, as he always
I
was?
mean, I figured this version of Salem's going to be a little different
Yeah.
if they decide to do that.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
dry, man.
But anyways, so sorry, back to Riverdale. We're caught up on Riverdale, and we're kind of going through this kind of weird situation where everyone's trying to figure out how to handle the situation with the Black Hood. Archie knows who doesn't have an idea who the Black Hood is, but is like trying to fight this war that is now breaking out between the North and South.
Yeah.
Jughead's really in the middle of it because he's now at the school on the South side, but he still wants to work with his friends, and it's kind of crazy. Riverdale.
Yes.
Okay, so what do we have to say? I mean, this South Side War, North South, but with that essentially is being run by, I feel Betty's mom. I feel like she's the biggest one pushing, even though she's
for sure.
she's from the South Side,
Yeah.
but she feels like for some reason she has to destroy the South Side.
Actually, it's a very common type. You kind of want to forget your past. And so she's trying to destroy everything that reminds her of that past, that she was a bad girl.
yeah,
And
yeah, because you
so-
find out she was arrested and that
Yeah.
there's a picture of her, like her mugshot,
Yeah.
and then. Okay, so I have one theory though.
Her mom was on Californication, so I'm down for any kind of.
Yeah, the
crazy.
mom's pretty hot.
So, hey.
Because that last scene when the mom shows up with the snake necklace.
What?
Yeah, the mom at one. So what happens is,
What?
and this is why I explained my theory.
She's a serpent, bro?
She
She used to be.
She used to be. I think the Black Hood that's talking to Betty on the phone is her dad.
Oh my God, that was my theory.
Yeah, I'm not alone. So because the dad is looking to get rid of the mom, or at least he doesn't like being emasculated by the mom.
Yeah.
So he's trying to shut her down so he can get a stronger foothold in the newspaper.
Yeah.
He doesn't like her hanging out with Veronica.
Nope.
He doesn't like the fact that she has a boy. Well, I mean, as a dad, he doesn't want her to have a boyfriend. So all of a sudden, Jughead has to go.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows that she's been hanging out with Archie.
Yeah.
And other than if you're watching the house, you're in the house to see when Archie comes to meet her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw all those pieces and parts together, my first thought was, man, who is this guy? And I was like, oh, it's the dad. Especially because the dad says at the party later on when Hiram asks him, where's, I don't remember her mom's name right now. And he says, oh, with
Alice.
Alice Cooper. With everything that's going on, we figured it might be best for Alice to stay back and for me to step in. And I was just like, oh, dude, you're just looking to try and make a bigger name for yourself.
And then she walks in being all hot and stuff, and just
then
goes,
she walks in
"Shut
with
up."
like a short romper with this like décolleté drop down and a snake necklace, looking fine as.
Yeah.
AF.
Yes, man. Just she's looking good.
Yeah.
Essentially, the goal is that they want you to just want to sleep with every woman on Riverdale. I think so.
Yeah,
Like, it's not like a joke, but the producers are like,
They're
no.
not failing at it.
Yeah,
either.
they're like, we're gonna get men to watch this show. Forget that. We're getting men to watch the show with their girlfriends, and they won't tell them why they're watching it with them. Be like, hey, baby, let's watch Riverdale. Like, don't you want to see what happens in Riverdale?
No,
I know why.
I'm not. I mean, you're not wrong, guys. When it comes down to it, Riverdale is kind of just like. I mean, the CW in general. Anytime they have female characters, it's like the tightest of outfits. And
Nina Dobrev got it pretty good with Vampire Diaries,
true.
but Riverdale is like stacked.
Yeah. They're next level with what
And
they're
at least
doing.
put him in college, so I don't feel so bad because these kids are supposed to be in high school. And I'm like,
They're 16.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
16. Yeah, right.
Don't be too eager to watch.
They're
Calm
like
down.
28-year-olds. Well, I mean, it's a throwback to 90210. The only show that's ever done teen actors and actually use teenagers, I feel was like Degrassi, our Degrassi.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm talking about our first generation Degrassi, not the later one that came around.
No,
Which
even
still,
the current ones are still using kids.
They still use teenagers.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Man,
Yeah.
but
Care
they
for
go
those
for
kids, 'cause they're
Drake
kids.
wasn't 30 when he was
No,
doing
that's
that.
true. No, I know.
Luke Perry was like 42,
Yeah,
acting like
exactly.
Dylan, man.
But yeah, so all this to say, Riverdale, like, Andrew, what are your thoughts on the show so far with what they're doing?
So season 1 was great. I loved it. Oh my god!
I hit the table.
Earthquake.
Earthquake. Sorry, y'all.
So season 1 was pretty great. I had a good time. The reveal was kind of a surprise, but also just like, I guess that makes sense given all the information they give to you.
It was well done, yeah.
Season 2, if they go with the Hal being the
I don't
hood,
think he's the Black Hood. I think he's
just
pretending.
the one on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
They call him the
Okay.
Black Hood on the show.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
literally he wore, instead of a like, what are those ski masks? I guess.
Yeah.
He doesn't wear a ski mask. He wore an actual black hood and cut holes through them.
Yeah.
And Sugar Man, they actually call him Sugar
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Now, isn't Sugar Man like an X-Men villain or something? He's like really creepy. So
Probably.
Oh man, I'm picturing something creepy.
But that's
Are these actual characters in the Archie comic? Like, I mean,
That's to
like,
my knowledge.
Not
No.
Sugar
like, I mean,
Man.
like someone nicknamed the Black Hood or someone's nicknamed Sugar Man or something like that.
No,
Okay,
no, not that
no.
I've ever seen.
Okay.
I really don't think. I mean, like we
Because
said,
I mean, they've been around for a long.
They
time.
killed
I
off
wouldn't
Moose.
be
I
surprised.
know that.
you know what though? He's not dead though.
Moose isn't dead.
No, he's just shot.
Yeah.
I mean, he's built like an ox.
Yeah.
His name's Moose.
Did the other girl die? Who
No.
was also
Midge.
an Archie character? Midge didn't die either.
No, she didn't
Midge
die.
just got shot up.
They kind of like resolved that at the beginning of the 3rd episode.
Yo, I
really
thought they were
quickly.
dead. I was like, yo, they killed Moose though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Moose has been through some stuff. He's experimenting in season 1. Now he's getting shot season 2.
No, Moose essentially uses his whole body to cover Midge. She never gets shot, and because he's so big, the bullets didn't hit
Any
her.
vital organs.
Any
or
vital
her.
organs? Yeah. I mean, it's
He's
true
literally a
television.
moose.
True television
a
fashion.
mutant.
Sorry. So you were saying you don't think it's gonna be the dad?
No, I
as
think
the-
if they do it, it's too apropos to what happened in season 1.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, good point. Yeah.
And I'm kind of interested where they are going with Veronica, given how the last episode ended, where the Sinclairs ended up in a car accident.
And she's okay
It
with
w-
yes.
yeah.
So see, and I didn't. That's why I said she's been good so far. But this was the first time you got like dark Veronica.
Yeah, because she wants daddy's approval.
So St. Clair's leave town. They paid off the Blossoms,
Okay.
even though Cheryl was like the guy really did drug her and try to sexually assault her. So you're just like, wow, what the hell? And then the mom took the money from the St. Clair's, and then the mom kind of made it seem like, hey, it's your fault. We have to take the money because you burned down our house.
Yeah, and
So it's okay to like. It's dark, man. That mom is heartless.
yeah, I don't know what they're doing with the mom because it just seems
Yeah.
so like she's there because there, and we have Cheryl, and I guess she's supposed to be a parallel to why Cheryl is as crazy as she is to some extent.
Yeah.
But I know some people have had issues with the second season because it just seems like it's gone off the rails even more.
Yes, very much. It feels like it. I feel like it has.
I feel
but
like
I like
now-
it still.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like though they're reining it in a little bit better this time around because it started off kind of crazy. Archie has a gun and all this
Yeah.
stuff, and you're just like,
What?
okay. And he's
Archie
going-
with a gun. I know.
Yeah, I remember
Never
Archie with the
again.
heater. I remember that.
yeah, and so you just expect it to be like crazy, but like by episode 4, he kind of gets his senses back.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
So they're reining it in, and I'm kind of curious to see what the back half of the show is going to be.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm going to have to wait another 6 or 7 episodes to find out who the Hood is.
Yeah.
Or who's really the Hood, who's been the person on the phone.
Yeah.
Who shot JR. All these things.
I hope it's not a dream. I'll just be mad.
Oh,
That's
wait,
what
you mean
happened
like?
before. Like, who shot JR? Oh, no, it was a dream.
I know, but
Boom.
no, I don't think I'm pretty sure they're past that. That's considered
hope so.
jumping the shark now. to do
I would
something
be
like
so
that.
okay with it if
Really?
if Archie wakes up and it's like 50s style Archie, and he's like, "Oh, I had the weirdest dream." Gee Willikers.
I don't know how I feel about that. I
That
feel
would
like
be a
it would
good
be.
April Fool's gag.
Yes, I mean they already had one episode where we
Yeah.
saw the '50s throwback scene.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that was a little weird. But I mean, that dream sequence, if they did it properly, could be interesting.
Yeah.
Scary.
What if that wasn't a dream sequence? What if this
Oh,
was the
God.
dream sequence?
What if we're all in a dream right now?
No, don't do that.
Sorry.
then that's St. Elseworld. Then that's St. Elseworld.
Yeah.
Elsewhere.
Elsewhere, thank you.
I don't know, guys. I watched the Truman Show last night again, and At the end of it, do you guys ever wonder if we're all our own Truman starring in a show?
No.
Nah.
Never.
I'd probably.
Have
be
you ever been
canceled.
to the edge of the?
Oh,
I've probably been canceled by now.
I wouldn't have y'all on my show. Shoot. My show. No.
So are you recommending people give Riverdale a chance?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Now, one thing though, do you think people need to watch season 1 to watch season 2?
In some ways, no.
Right? That's what I was saying. One of the big issues I have with what they've done for season 2 is, and as much as I like it, it's almost anthological. Like
Anthological.
Is that
Anthological.
is that a word?
It's like an anthology.
Yeah, it's like season 1 is its own story. They wrap it up at the end of the season. Then you end season 1 with what leads to season 2. But other than that, there's nothing else connecting it. Like.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch season 1 to know the house got burned down because you see the mom in the hospital at the beginning for Cheryl.
And they say it.
You don't need to see Archie's dad get shot because they replay that at the beginning. You see Hiram come in, so you don't even... And it doesn't matter that he was in jail, but you also get backstory that he has a tumultuous relationship with a lot of other business people because he's had bad dealings.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is explained in season 2. You could jump into season 2, have never watched season 1, and you're still caught up.
Yeah, because they just basically tell you everyone's character as they come up to them. It's like,
Yeah.
well, you're like in the argument with Kevin and Betty in the woods. It's like you get to be Betty. You get to choose, is it Archie or Jughead?
Yeah.
And unless she's going dark, and it's like, of course, then you get to explore your BDSM side. And all these things. And they're just saying everyone's character as they go along. So if you didn't watch the show, you're like, oh, I get Betty now.
They give you full summaries.
Oh, wow.
Every few episodes in, you're getting a recap of what everyone's done.
Yeah, or information you need to know to just continue on.
Yeah.
And as people that have watched season 1 and watching season 2 now, do you find that annoying, or you're like, oh, this is quick enough and it's not hindering the flow of the show? Or
it is quick.
Yeah.
It is done quickly enough that it doesn't bother me, but I do find it weird.
I tend to look at it more as they're more like callbacks to what fans have been talking about. Like Dark Betty actually gets name checked in like the show now.
Yes.
Which isn't something they did in season 1.
Yeah.
They just now in season 2 is like you get to be Dark Betty
Yeah.
is now a thing. Or Bughead is now a thing in show as well because of that. Because the first season was kind of like all filmed at the same time.
Yeah.
And then aired in the winter season, I think.
Right.
And now
they did it differently.
And so now because it's airing in the fall, I think they took like the feedback from all the fans and they're just adding it into like Easter egg it.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think it's bothered me as much, is because they're like calling out some of the silly things they've done in the first
But
season.
it's funny, like, and they really do
the
call
same
it
time.
Bughead. Like Kevin says, Bughead is over.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell? Like, are you on message boards? Like, what are you doing?
Wow.
It's really weird.
What is the Bughead reference again?
Betty and Jughead as a
Dating.
couple.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah.
Just wow. Bughead is over though?
Yeah. I mean, you'll get to it.
Nah, don't do that.
Well, it's not a spoiler.
I liked him getting his,
But like
Betty.
I said, remember, I think it's the dad, but the Black Hood is calling Betty and telling Betty to do things.
Oh,
And
so
if
Betty's
you-
all acting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I like
I'm
how
sorry, Jughead. I just have to.
I
Well,
like
she
how-
doesn't even do it. She sends Archie to do it.
Yeah.
Yo, I would.
And then when Archie shows up to talk to Jughead, Jughead's doing something that Archie doesn't approve of. So to get back at him, Archie tells him Betty doesn't ever want to see you again in like a rude way. Because Betty said, can you do it nicely so I can try and fix it later? And Archie's like, okay. And then he gets there and he sees Jughead doing something he doesn't like. So he like burns the earth, scorches salt on the everything. Like he goes all out like, she never cared about you. It's really rough.
Jughead is from the streets. He will take down Archie.
I know, right?
Archie's a noodle arm choir boy in the show.
The other thing, hold on, one thing.
Go ahead.
Speaking of that, Jughead joins the Serpents full on.
Yeah,
like
damn
no,
right.
but like goes through full on initiation, like gang initiation, where you get beat up and stuff by the gang.
Gang.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird sentences being said, a lot of weird phrases like, "Oh, Buckhead," like you were like, Skinny was like, "Buckhead, oh, that's a stupid sounding thing." Yeah. Oh, really? Are they over? And then just now he was like, "Nah, man, Jughead is from the streets. He will." I'm like, "What am I?"
Yeah, so that's the thing.
yeah.
So Riverdale is like, it really is flipping the whole like Riverdale idea.
Yeah.
And
you think these hamburgers are a game? You think this is a game?
Riverdale's out here looking like LaSalle right now, and like apparently Jughead's from the Heights, and that's what's going on.
man.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think people should give it a chance. Season 2 is a self-starter if you don't want to watch season 1.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I mean, you can watch season 1. Season 1's kind of fun too.
Season 1's really good.
Yeah.
I think so.
Which
it's
do
as
you
close as
prefer
you can.
so far? Well, I guess we haven't seen enough of season 2 for you to say. But do you have a preference over which one?
Right now, I think season 1 still is, but it all depends on how season 2 ends.
Oh, that's fair.
Because if it's just a really garbage ending, then I'm gonna be really pissed. But if it's as interesting or like the twist actually is as twisty as like season 1, then I'll be like, I think I like them equally. But so far, season 2, I like it better as a start now.
Okay.
But I still have that full story from season 1 that it's comparing it to. And until I get the full story in season 2, right now I still prefer season 1.
That's fair. Okay, guys, that's the Riverdale review. Once again, if you guys want more stuff like this, let us know. You can always check out Andrew Geeking Out at the Tower Podcast.
We're coming back soon.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. We're, Franklin Armstrong Collective is always going to be cross-promoing with them, so we'll look out. And if you need any help with any of your stuff, let us know. I mean, you've been doing this since before us, but we're around to help, so.
Oh, I'm kind of going back through my backlog and like cutting out all the music I have and trying to re-upload the episodes.
Yeah, because you have older episodes that you So if you guys want to check, and what's the website? GOATT cast.com. Yeah. So people definitely check that out. And then for us, it's FranklinArmstrong.com for our website. And if you want to follow us on Instagram or Twitter, it's @strongfranklin. And then on Facebook, it's Franklin Armstrong DOTCOM. So that's all the stuff.